All right, and welcome. So today we're going to get into it. Today we're leveling up a little bit. We already know some organisms and their interactions in ecosystems through competition, predator and prey, and symbiosis, and the three types of symbiosis that go with it. But today we're going a little deeper. We're going to break it down even further, and you're going to learn some $10 science words. Now, what's a $10 science word? That's a word that you don't normally use in class or in school every day, but you guys need to know what they mean. So, we're going to figure out how these interactions shape entire ecosystems, not just who gets eaten and who does the eating. That's what we've done so far. Today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into things. So, first question is, how do competition and predator and prey interactions shape life in an ecosystem? And how do organisms adapt to survive? That's what we're trying to figure out, is how do competition and predator-prey interactions shape life in an ecosystem, and how do those organisms survive? So, first, we're going to start with competition, okay? So first, we've got competition. Now, if you'll remember, competition is when two organisms go after one resource. But did you know that there are actually two types of competition? So you have competition first is when two organisms. As a matter of fact, hold on, I just messed up. 1 second. I'm going to bring me down here. Okay. Two organisms. Let's get back onto the drawing. Two organisms fight or compete over a factor. Oh, Lord. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. A factor. Okay. So that is competition. But we also have two types of competition. And those are, first, something called interspecific competition. Okay. Now we're going to talk about interspecific. Interspecific is when two different species are fighting for the same resource. So, two differing species fight over same resource. Okay, so that's called interspecific. So everybody go ahead really quick. I want you guys to repeat after me. Interspecific competition is two differing species fighting over the same resource. Very good. So that's two different species fighting over the same resource. Think of lions and hyenas fighting over the same zebra. They're not the same species, but they both want the same dinner. That's called interspecific. And as a matter of fact, inter means between. Now, we're going to talk about the second one, which is intraspecific. Okay, intraspecific is when organisms of the same species are fighting over the same resource. So, same species fight over same resource. Okay. So that's inter and intraspecific. Think of oak trees growing taller and taller to block out the sunlight from other oak trees. Yes, even plants can get competitive. So, Pause the video here and write down both of these vocabulary words, intraspecific and interspecific. And say them out loud like you're going to win a spelling bee if you can. Okay, so what do these types of competition do to an ecosystem? Well, they shape it big time. When resources like food, water, and territory are limited, competition decides who gets to say and who gets pushed out. But it's not always about winning a fist fight, is it? Let me up a little bit here. Sorry. Let's bring me up. It's not always about winning a fist fight. Sometimes it's outsmarting, outlasting, or even sometimes out-evolving the other guy. And that's where a specific word that you've all heard of comes from, adaptations. Now, I'm not going to make you write adaptations because you guys should understand it at a basic level, but let's define it real quick. An adaptation is a trait that helps an organism survive and reproduce in its environment. These can be physical, like claws or fangs, or behavioral, like hunting in packs or being active at night. Think of it as nature's level of leveling up. Now, let's look at predators. Think of predators. Lions have sharp teeth and powerful muscles. Snakes use venom. Owls have silent flight and night vision. They're adapted to help them hunt more successfully. Why? Because if they don't catch food, then they're going to die. Rabbits have big ears that allow them to hear danger more easily. Zebras have confusing stripe patterns that make it harder for lions to single them out. Some lizards even drop their tail to escape. They're like, here, you can take my tail, but I'm keeping the rest of me. Because that allows them to feed whatever is going after them while also getting away. Now, pause right here and I want you guys to answer this. Which adaptations do you want if you were prey? Camouflage, super speed, stink spray like a skunk? I know some of you probably already have that one. But I want you guys to talk about that for a split second and pause here. Now let's add another layer. These predator and prey interactions don't just affect the animals involved. No, they shape the whole carrying capacity. So let's X out here, and we need to write one more. Carrying capacity. Okay, carrying capacity. Now here's another $10 vocab word that we need to know. Carrying capacity is the maximum number, I'm just going to put the number sign, number of organisms in an environment that an environment can support. So maximum number of organisms that an environment can support. Now don't worry about this. I'm going to bring it down here in a second, and I want you guys to pause right here and write that vocabulary term. So let me say this in kid brain mode. It's how many living things a place can handle before it runs out of room, food, or patience. If there are too many predators, the prey population drops. And so do the predators' population over time. If there are too much prey and not enough predators, they overeat the plants, and boom, the ecosystem's out of balance. So let's try a quick scenario. Imagine a forest with 30 foxes and 300 rabbits. Now imagine 10 more foxes move in. What happens? More mouths to feed means the rabbits' population will start to drop a little faster. Then maybe there isn't enough rabbits to go around. Some foxes will go hungry. The forest can't support 40 foxes. It's over the carrying capacity for predators. So nature resets. Populations drop until balance returns. Ecosystems are savage but smart. Let's do another one. What if all of the predators disappeared from a pond? No more birds, snakes, or turtles. Then the frogs start to multiply. Then the insects frogs eat start to vanish because there's too many frogs. Then the plants that the insects populate start growing. You see it, one little change affects the whole chain. Predator and prey relationships aren't just drama for Animal Planet, they're the backbone of an ecosystem. Now I want to show you something cool in real life. Some examples of an adaptation that I think you'll be shocked of. First off, cheetahs. Cheetahs, I'm going to bring me up here just so you guys can see. Cheetahs are built for speed. They have a lightweight body, long legs, and huge lungs. They can sprint up to 60 miles an hour. Now, that doesn't mean they can run for long periods of time, but sprint means they can quickly go to 60 miles an hour. That helps them chase down prey fast, but only for a short distance. Then we have Arctic foxes. Now, Arctic foxes are cool because their white fur isn't just cute, it's camouflage in the snow. That helps them sneak up on prey and hide from bigger predators. Squids. Pause right here and tell me what you think a squid's adaptation might be. All right, well, I hope you said that they can squirt ink to distract predators and jet away like a submarine. If that's not an adaptation, I don't know what is. Now, pause right here, and I want you guys to name one predator animal and one prey animal and describe an adaptation of each of those that helps them survive. Now, let's bring it all together with a final review. Ecosystems are shaped by relationships. We know this. There are 3 types of relationship: predator and prey, competition, and symbiosis. Now, especially competition and predator and prey interactions. Competition can happen between 2 different species. We call that interspecific. Or within the same species, we call that intraspecific. Predators and prey do develop adaptations to help them survive, and those adaptations affect who thrives and who doesn't. These relationships also help control population size, protecting resources and keeping a lot out of the ecosystem from going into total chaos. That's how carrying capacity works. It's the limit, the max, the ecosystem's way of saying, no more, we're full. So next time you see a squirrel chasing off a branch or a hawk swooping down in a field, realize that you're watching a living system in action. Balance and survival, adaptation, everything is connected. Now I want you guys to answer this one last question. How do competition and predator and prey relationships affect the carrying capacity of an ecosystem? That's it today. Great job diving deeper, thinking critically, and learning how wild and wonderful the balance of nature really is. Stay curious, stay weird, and stay away from venomous snakes. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Big shout out to OBSBot for sponsoring our channel. This little camera is awesome. It follows you around like it's got eyes and makes everything we do look super clear and cool. We get to make fun videos for you because of them. So thanks, OBSBot. A huge thank you to Bridgestone for sponsoring our channel. You probably know them because they make super strong tires that help cars, trucks, and even race cars zoom around safely. Tires might not seem exciting, but without them, we couldn't get to school, go on road trips, or even visit our favorite places. Thanks to Bridgestone, we get to keep making these awesome videos for you. So big thanks, Bridgestone.